Hello, welcome to Souls Intersect. This reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising signs, and it is for May of 2017. If you're interested in a private reading with me, feel free to email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com, or you can book directly through my site, and the address is below. I've reduced the price of my past life readings to $35. That is a non-tarot reading. I do it through meditation. I access the Akashic records. If you're interested in learning about one of your past lives, that's one of the services I offer. And there's more information about it on my site. Okay, I'm going to read through the cards. You have the Emperor, 3 of Cups, 2 of Cups, the Lovers, 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, King of Cups, Page of Swords, and the Fool. I feel that you are in a prime position this month to open up emotionally, to take action on the emotional level, possibly beginning a relationship. If it's not quite at that stage, maybe approaching someone, or maybe just beginning a project like setting up online dating profiles or something along those lines. It feels to me like it's a really good month for that. These cards are all very positive. The Page of Swords, I would say, is the only tricky one. My sense is that in regard to emotional topics, romantic topics, probably recently or maybe somewhat in the past, there has been a sense of maybe too much worry or overthinking or maybe building up expectations. And that's something that you would need to be wary of, but it also feels like it's prime time for you to handle those issues and to heal any of those challenges that you've had in the past in relationship to expectations and things like that. Anything on the mental level that maybe has gotten in the way of you embodying this full King of Cups, which is linked to your sign. It's your pure water energy. It's really mastering things on the emotional level. It almost feels like the only thing left to really do that is to balance out and maybe clear away some of the more mental challenges that might have gotten in your way in the past. And I feel like because the energies are really supportive for you to do this, that you will set forth on this path. And it also might involve, I think part of why maybe expectations have been built up a lot in the past for a lot of you is because you are used to or you like things to be in order and you want to almost know what to expect, to be prepared. So it's not so much just anticipating and being overeager, but wanting to be prepared. But with the Fool card coming in, you're really being encouraged to try something different around that, which is to take a leap, to embrace more of that childlike, free energy where maybe you don't have all of your ducks in a row, you don't know what to expect, you really have no idea at all what the outcome is, but you kind of just go for it anyway. That's an approach that you're being encouraged to take. And that doesn't mean be careless, but it's just a way of helping you to ease some of this other behavior that has to do with maybe building up expectations or thinking too much or worrying too much. The center of the reading is the 9 of Pentacles, and I feel that you have been, a lot of you, it seems like, have been single for a while. And if you're not single, it feels like there's been a focus very much on building your independence in some way and becoming more self-sufficient. I feel that two things. If you are single, part of why it may have been quite a while that you've been single, it might be because the universe has been setting things up for you to meet your ideal mate. And because it involves two people, and meeting your ideal mate also means that you would need to be in a position where you've sorted through a lot of issues and healed a lot of things that need healing. But for two people, it takes time sometimes. And so I feel that if you've been alone for a while, it's because things have been building up to set that up for you to meet this ideal person. And that's where I feel that this Lover's card is coming into play. If it's about you increasing independence, becoming more self-sufficient, and learning to be more, to love yourself more and be confident more, I feel that this Lover's card is more about joining two sides of yourself. And that's been what's been processing all of this time. You also have the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups. And some of that is more of that, it's representing more of that ideal romantic energy. It's a really good time for, it's a really good setting this month for those things, both on the friendly level and on the romantic level. I see a lot of socializing and a lot of opportunities to meet people and interact with people and connect with people, not just meet and get numbers or cross paths, make eye contact, shake hands, not just like that, and not just meeting at parties where it might feel more superficial. This is really making connections with both this 2 and 3 together. It's almost like, even if there aren't as many chances to cross paths with someone, when you do, it feels like it's going to be really meaningful. And those are those moments where you could meet an ideal mate. And I feel that for those of you, because I do feel there are some of you working on, I mentioned independence, it feels like it might be an independent business endeavor for some of you. It goes the same for that. So that kind of socializing, it won't feel like empty networking. Sometimes when we try to go to meetings and conferences and interact with people, we exchange cards, we never talk again. It can feel kind of empty, but it really feels like this month there will be meaningful connections made. Be vocal. With this Ace of Swords, some of it had to do with that new approach to managing thinking and expectations, but I also feel like it has to do with not being shy, not being afraid to speak up, especially with all these social opportunities and opportunities to connect. The Emperor feels like it's coming in to represent boundaries. Once things do feel like they start to build, whether it's business or romance or just friendships, once connections are starting to be made and things start to feel like they're solidifying more, be sure to keep boundaries. And this doesn't mean put up walls or restrictions. It feels more like pacing things, managing time if it has to do with business, especially going slowly if it has to do with a relationship, pacing things, not going slowly entirely intentionally, but it feels like making sure you have enough time for yourself. So doing it purposefully because you're giving yourself time on this particular day to be with yourself, as opposed to rushing and seeing that person again when you just saw them yesterday, for example. That's just an example. Because it's not just about doing it to do it. It's not just about putting up boundaries to put up boundaries or pacing things just to pace things. It's about what you do in that time. And it feels like a lot of it has to do with continuing to focus on yourself. And this goes for anyone, whether this is about work, whether you're single or not. This 9 of Pentacles is in the center. So it feels like the most important thing is to maintain those boundaries and remember that your focus is yourself. That's your center. That's going to be a compass for you too. If you keep coming back to that and what's working for you, and it's not just about always being selfish, but using it as a compass, you should feel comfortable. I feel like even these colors in this Nine of Pentacles with the purples, it's very comforting. It feels like a home base that you can come back to gauge things, to make sure that you are maintaining the boundaries that you need to, and being true to yourself and following your heart. That feels important too. All right, Cancers, I'm going to wrap this up here. If you have any questions about it, feel free to email me, and I hope you have a great month of May. Take care.